Hi, it's Jess here from Nigezza.co.uk and I'm here today with a 3D card because it's the design scene project over at Stampin for All is 3D cards. So this is my entry to the 3D card. So it is a block card. So you can see it's hollow, but on the side it looks like a pile of blocks up on top of each other. It's a 50th birthday card and I've used the lovely designer series paper that is called Garden Impressions, and I've picked out Night of Navy and So Saffron. I want to say so I'll get my yellows manned up. Yep, So Saffron, and use popper petals as well. So stay tuned and I will show you how I made this. So I've taken a piece of our standard A4 and just chopped it down the middle at 4 1/8. Okay, and it's just the same width as our A4, which is 11 3/4. I wanted to do it by using a piece of A4. The ones I've seen online making this card use 12 by 12, but not everybody has 12 by 12. So I've done this so we can do it out of A4. I know that American cardstock is 8.5 by 11. I do have the measurements that would allow you to do that as well, and I'll put those over on my blog, nigezza.co.uk, but I'm doing it this way because it's ever so slightly bigger. So I'm doing these sizes for now. Okay, so I have done both, but I just thought I'd do this for a change. So we are going to score at 1 3/8, 2 3/4, 4 1/8, 5 1/2, 6 7/8, 8 1/4, 9 5/8, and then 11. Now you can, if you want to, trim a tad off that if you think that that's too big a sort of a tuck over. I'm going to leave it as it is just to make life easier, and then we're going to turn it 90 degrees and we're going to score at 1 3/8 and 2 3/4. So each one of these squares is 1 3/8 by 1 3/8. If you do it with a 12 inch cardstock, you would cut it at 4 1/2, and these would be 1 1/2 inch squares, so just 1/8 more. I have done it with the 1 1/4 inch square, which would fit a standard American size piece of cardstock as well. Okay, so now we come to the cutting. Okay, gone a bit squiff there. I've made a little template to help with the cutting of this. Okay, so that's the template. So if you ignore the flap that you're going to tuck under and then tuck under the next one, you're kind of going in at the middle point there, and you're cutting out this sort of Tetris shape, if you get what I mean, and then cutting slits up there. Okay, I'll leave that there. If you're anything like me, I do little screenshots, but this will be on my blog to view later. So I'm going to leave it there so that I'm going to follow that whilst I'm cutting so that I don't go completely wrong. So 1 2 3, third scored line in, 1 2 3, cut all the way down to the second score line, and do it with the next score line, and then either side of that you're just cutting down to the first score line. And then we're going to cut up here so we're going to cut that square off like so, and we're going to continue a little slit there to that next line. Do the same on the other side. We may as well lob that off there whilst we're about it. So we're going to cut that square off, and we're going to continue over to a slit there, and then we're going to cut this square off, and then we're going to cut a slit up there, and a slit up that side. And that's all our cutting. I will save those, so I'm sure I will cut some squares out at some point. So there we have it. So that's what it's like when it's cut out, and we have our little slits there that we've cut here and here. Okay, I'll leave that there for you to screenshot. Done. Lovely. Right, and now we just need to fold and burnish. The horizontal you don't do, no, the vertical, don't do the horizontal. Today level maths, me, honest. You actually don't need to burnish them all. Need to do that one. You didn't need to do these two. It won't matter, but you didn't need to do them. You just needed to do that one, that one, that one, and that one. I tend to do them all. Right, and then we're going to stick it together. So this flap is going to stick onto there, and then these flaps are going to stick over, and we want to make sure that we stick them over so that if the join is on the back, these ends are going to the back. So we want to put glue on these sides and that side. So glue on that side, glue on this one, glue on this one. Okay, I'm going to use fast fuse for quickness. So I'm making this card for a 50th birthday. I always think we're going for our big milestone birthdays, then an extra special card is in order. And it is the Design Team Challenge theme this week on Stamping for All is 3D card. So this kind of fitted the bill. So stuck into my hands there. So these two flaps will stick down like so. These two flaps there stick down like so, and then this one here sticks down like so. There we go. And it will fold both ways, so you can give it a nice clean burnish. And that is our stepper cubed card, like so. So it's hollow through the middle, but we've got our steps there. I've made this for baby cards, and so made it look like baby cubes, and I've also done it for birthday. So this one is a 50th birthday. Okay, now to decorate, I am using this lovely DSP Garden Impressions. You get 48 sheets of double-sided beautiful floral designs in lovely mixtures of colours: Calypso Coral, Mango Melody, Melon Mumbo, Night of Navy, Pacific Point, Petal Pink, Powder Pink, Soft Sea Foam, So Saffron, Shaded Spruce and Whisper White. And I noticed that that is like my hand stamped paper, which I don't have to hand, that I've done, which you might have seen. So quite like that. So I have picked out, I've picked out Night of Navy, and I've picked out these 3 sheets here, and you can see where I've cut them away because they went quite nicely together. So I haven't done the reverse of this, and those two are completely different, but I picked them out as having Night of Navy and So Saffron on it, and it goes nicely with a Night of Navy base. Okay, so I've done a bit of prepping, and what I discovered was the smallest square stitched framelit from the Stitch Framelit. You can tell how well I use this because it's all battered and bruised. So it is the smallest one of that, and I used that to cut out the squares from the DSP. There's quite a lot of them. It doesn't actually take that long because when you're running it through, you're only running it through like a couple of inches, and then I ran it back again. So it really didn't take very long to do at all. Okay, put them away. So I have cut these up, and because I was using a die, I could pick out where the flowers were, and sort of decide to have sort of flowers central. On it. So they're going to get stuck on like that, and then some along the top. So I'll stick those on and come back to you. Or I might, shall I speed it up? Who likes a little bit of speedy uppy? That's what we'll do. So that's all the bits stuck on, and so on the back, this is going to be the back, and I just layered up. So that's 2.5 centimetre square. I did centimetres opposed to an inch because it's ever so slightly smaller than an inch squared, and it fitted inside the stitched frame a little bit better than an inch. Okay, so I want to decorate, and to decorate I'm going to use 3 stamp sets. So I'm using Popper Petals, and I'm using a butterfly and that flower. I'm using this circle here and the happy and the birthday from that one, and I'm using the 5 and the 0 to make 50 out of that one. And I'm going to be using some So Saffron to stamp on. You see I've already done one just to check that that was the colour that I wanted. So I have all my things mounted up here, and I'm going to be using Night of Navy to stamp on to match up with everything. Okay. Better now. Right, so that is going to stick there just inside that square. Yep. So bit of Tombow. Stick that down. Right, let's get my bone folder, which is decided to hide. I had it earlier to burnish my school lines. It's there. It falls down the side there and then I don't see it. So unfortunately you lose its antennae, but that one's going to go there, and I'm going to put this one in the middle step at the top. There. So we get some dimensionals to stick these on. Going to use the teeny ones. Stick one on each corner of that. And I'm going to stick down the middle of that one. Doing it so it can still fold flat. And then we've got the flowers, and I'm going to fold one lot of petals down, and that's for the base, and then one lot of petals up. Dimensionals. Oh, must have a fuller packet than that. And let's just decide on which flower I want. So what I've got to decide is if I want it like that or like that. Do you know, I don't know. It's a bit more brush strokey than it is like that. I think I'll go with this one. I'm going to stick on there, like so, and then we're going to stick the 50 in the middle of each flower. I'm not posting this card because it's a surprise birthday party, so I will be taking it with me. Otherwise this would not go through normal letter post because it's now 3 dimensionals tall. So there we have it, our little block card with the flowers on, and then you can just put plain piece of cardstock on there to write on. Let's work out dimensions of that. That's the only thing I didn't do. So it is 4 1/8 this way and 1 3/8 that way. So if we go 1 1/4 by 4, that will be about the right size. I think I'm going to. Might have done this before I put my decorations on, but never mind. So that's where you write your message, and that's the cute card. It will fold flat to go in an envelope. If I get out standard size envelope, and it will fit in a standard size envelope. Okay, hope you like that. All the details will be over on my blog, nigezza.co.uk. Link to my shop if you want to purchase any of this. I think this paper's stunning. I've got another idea for this paper coming up shortly. Yeah, so link down below, and I shall see you again soon. Okay, hope you like that. Bye.